Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to be doing a mini project. Now this is a project you can follow along with to get some hands-on experience. The project that we're going to be doing is actually from Trailhead here. So the link for this is in the description, but we're going to be building a data model for a travel app. So these are the different sections we're going to be flowing through. We're going to create an approval lightning app, a department object, a travel approval object, an expense item object, and then import data and test the app. So if you want to follow along and get some points on your Trailhead, you can do so, or just sit back, relax, and watch the video as we work through this. And also, if you like this content, make sure to leave a comment, like the video, let me know. We may do more little mini projects in the future. This is going to be a longer video, so thank you so much for watching. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. And let's go ahead and get started. So first thing, you are going to need to be in setup, which we already are here. And in the quick find, we are going to search App Manager. All right, we're going to select this. Now that we're in App Manager here, we're going to click the New Lightning App button. So now we're looking at the app details and branding. So for the name, we're going to enter Travel App. Now we did download a little file that is from Trailhead. I went ahead and did that before the video, and we're going to be uploading a image here. All right, perfect, and it's loaded the image. All right. We're going to hit next. We're going to be selecting standard navigation, which is already selected here. We'll go ahead and hit next. Then basically we're just kind of walking through the new Lightning app setup. And we won't need to be selecting anything here. We'll go ahead and hit next. Now here we're going to need to grab chatter, reports, and dashboards. So you can either search it or scroll, whatever you would like to do. All right, we got all three of those. Now we're going to want to select the available profiles for this, and we're just going to do the system admin profile. Now we're going to hit save and finish. All right, so whenever you create a new Lightning app, it takes you back to this page. So we want to go see it. So we're going to hit the 9 dots here in App Launcher, and we can search for our new app called Travel App. And look at that, we got our image here popped up. We can click on it, and this is what it looks like so far. Nothing too much on there, and that's okay. All right, so we have the app created. So now we're going to go ahead and create the department object. So we will need to be in setup for this. So we're just going to hit the gear icon and go into setup. So here on Object Manager, you can hit the drop down, New Object. So we got a few things we need to fill out here. You can see the red here. Those are required fields that we have to fill out. So we're going to do the label first, and we'll call it department. And then it's asking for the plural label. I'm just going to go ahead and just copy this thing down and just add the S at the end. As you can see, the object name came from the label. I just copied it down there. You could change it if you wanted to, but we are not. We're going to follow the instructions. And then down here, it automatically filled in the record name as department name. We're going to be leaving that the same. And then we have the data type as text, and that is perfect. That's what we want there too. Now we are going to need to select a few options down here. So we're going to need to select allow reports, allow search, which is here. And then we need to launch new custom tab wizard after saving the custom object, which is right here at the very bottom. Okay, looks like we can go ahead and hit save. So now we got to define our tab settings here. So we have our object name, department. We can select the tab style. And if you click this, there's a bunch of different options here. You can create your own style if you wanted to. We're going to use the books tab style. And you can add a description here if you'd like, but we are not going to do that. We're going to go ahead on to the next page. And then we're going to leave this page as is, and we're going to go ahead and hit next. Now here, we're going to uncheck the include the tab, and we're only going to include it for the travel app. Now, if we wanted to have it on another app, we could do so, like the standard platform app. But we're not going to do it. We're just doing the travel app. We're going to hit save. So now we're going to select the field and relationships tab here. We are going to hit new. So we are going to select text as our data type. I'm going to hit next. So we're going to call this one department code. The length is going to be 10, and the field name, as you can see, already filled out. We're going to require this one, and we're going to make sure that it is unique and that it is case sensitive. All right, we're going to head to the next screen, and we're going to be leaving the field security as is, and we're going to go ahead on push through this. And yeah, this looks great. We're going to hit save. So perfect, we have created our department object. Next, we're going to be creating the travel approval object. So we are going to need to go back to Object Manager and hit New Object. All right, so we're going to be calling this one Travel Approval. And then same thing as before, we want the plural version of that. I'm just going to copy paste that in, add the S. Now for the record name, we are going to be changing this. And this is actually going to be called Travel Approval with the pound sign. Just like that. So the data type, we're going to change this to auto number. And the display format, we're going to have it as TA. And the staging number is 1. Now don't forget, we will need to scroll down here. Don't hit save just yet. We're going to need to allow reports. Allow activities. We're going to track that field history. We're going to allow search. And we're going to select this add notes and attachments related list to the default page layout. And we're going to launch the new custom tab wizard. Now we're going to go ahead and hit save. Looking at the tab style, we're going to hit the little eyeglass icon here and we're going to be selecting airplane. Makes sense for the travel approval object, right? We're going to go ahead and hit next. And we're going to be leaving this page alone. We're going to have push through to the next one. And we're going to unselect include tab. And we're going to select the travel app here. And we're going to save it. All right, so now we're going to go to that field and relationship tab like we did before. And we're going to hit new. So we're going to be selecting text area for this one. We're going to push through. We're going to call this purpose of trip. All right, we're going to go ahead to the next page. And we're going to push through this as well. And we're going to leave this as the same as well. We're going to go ahead and hit save. Now we actually are going to need to create another field for this object. And we're going to go ahead and go in, and it's going to be a pick list field this time. All right, we got pick list. We're going to go on. We're going to name this status. And we're going to change this to enter values with each value separated by a new line. We're going to enter the values we want here. All right, so we have new, submitted, pending approval, approved, rejected, and draft. All right, we're going to go ahead and push through and save this. All right, so there's that pick list field. And now we got a few more fields we need to create for this. So we're going to hit new. We're going to hit new, and we're going to do a date field. Sorry. We're going to call this trip start date. And then just go ahead and save this out. We're going to go ahead and create another new field. We're going to call this one trip end date. It's going to be a date field again. And we're going to save it. Now we're going to do another new field called out of state with a checkbox data type. And we're going to go ahead and hit save. Now we do have a couple more fields we need to create. And we're going to call this one destination state. and it is a text data type. And the length will be 2. So it'll be the two-digit state code there. We're going to save that. And the last field we're going to create is called department. And it's going to be a lookup relationship data type. And we're going to select department. And then we're going to push through and save it as is here. All right, perfect. So now we have our new travel approval object created. So next we're going to be creating an expense item object as well. So we're going to go to the object manager route. We're going to hit new object here. And we're going to name this expense item. Do the same thing. We'll copy this down, add the S at the end to make it plural. And we're going to select the starts with vowel sound checkbox. Now for the record name, we're going to change this instead of expense item name. It's going to be expense item number. And the data type is going to be auto number. Now the format's similar to the one we just created, but it's going to be a little different. It's going to start with the E. And the starting number is going to be 1. So we are going to allow reports on this. Now we're not going to select any other options here, and we're not going to launch the new custom tab wizard because we're not going to be creating one for this, okay? So we're just going to be hitting save. Now we're going to go to the field and relationships tab, and we're going to hit new. And we're going to create a currency field. We're going to name it amount. For the length here, we're going to change it to 16. And we're going to do 2 decimal places. Now this field will need to be required, so we're going to change that to required. And we're going to do save. We'll push through this. And we're going to hit save and new. We're going to go ahead and create another field here. We're going to select pick list this time. And we're going to be entering our values here. We're going to be separating them out. And this field is called expense type. And we're going to enter the values here. All right, so we have airfare, hotel, rental car, meals, and other. And this will need to be required as well. And that's the only things we're going to need, so we're going to save this. Okay, and we got one more thing we need to do. We need to create the travel approval field. So this is actually going to be a master detail. We're going to hit next. And we're going to select travel approval right there and hit next here. And we're going to go ahead and push through this. Oh, make sure your field name populates. And we're going to go out here and save it. Now at this stage, I went over here to the travel app to take a look at our new tabs here. We have departments and travel approvals. Now I accidentally made a mistake in the little walkthrough a second ago. I accidentally had 2 departments tabs because it is showing the plural value. So I had to go in and change the name of my custom object because I made a boo-boo, and I'll show you how I fixed it. So in setup, to change the name of a custom object that you create, search rename tabs and labels. And when you select on that, if you go to the very bottom, these are our custom tabs, our custom tabs that we have here. And I had 2 department ones, and it should have been departments and travel approvals. So I just hit edit. And what I had done is the record name here was travel approval #, and then there's the singular travel approvals, and I made a mistake and put departments here. So I actually changed that to travel approvals, and now we are good to go. We have our 2 new tabs. Now we're going to be loading in some data to take a look at our new objects. So from the setup page, we're going to be searching data import, and we're going to select the data import wizard, and we're going to hit launch wizard. So we're going to select the custom objects tab and select departments, and we're going to select add new records, And we're going to drag and drop the department CSV file that I downloaded from Trailhead. And we're going to hit next. So this is where you can edit the mapping fields, but everything looks good. We're going to hit next. And we're going to start import. Congratulations, your import has started. Click OK to view your status. All right, so we have successfully data loaded in some data here. You can see the completed status at the very bottom. So let's go play with the app. I'm going to go to the other tab here. I'm going to go ahead and refresh this. Now we're in the departments tab, and it automatically defaults to recently viewed, and we're going to go ahead and change that to all. And I'm going to pin this so I don't have to deal with that anymore. As you can see, we have some data here. So let's take a look at division of aging. All right, we can see we data loaded that in. We have our owner field, department name, and department code. Now let's go over to the travel approvals tab, and we're going to hit new. And let's just enter in a little travel approval. So the purpose of the trip is attend Dreamforce. We're going to select the status as draft. And we're just going to pick any date, does not matter. And we're going to select out of state as our option here. Destination state is California, CA. And we're going to select the technology department. All right, we selected the technology department. And we're going to hit save. All right, so we have our travel approval record here. Attend Dreamforce, draft, and our status, all the stuff we set out there. So over here on the related tab, we're going to add an expense. We're going to hit new. We're going to enter the amount of $450. And this is going to be airfare. And you can see our travel approval is our auto number field here, which is awesome. We're going to hit save. And now we have an expense record we just created. Pretty cool. That is actually really cool. Now that marks the end of this mini project. If you followed along and you were working through the Trailhead project as with me, you would have earned your little badge here, build a data model for a travel app badge. We have successfully completed the project. I really hope you enjoyed this type of video. I know this is a little bit longer form content than what I've been producing. So if you like it, please leave me a like button. I really appreciate it. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. And if you want to see more videos like this, please let me know in the comments, and I will see you in the next video.